So I am going to turn things over to my colleagues to introduce themselves. Ariel?
Hi, everybody. My name is Ariel Espiritu Santo. I'm one of the assistant county executives here with Marin County, and I have been part of the team that has been helping to implement civilian oversight of our sheriff's department here. And I'm going to hand it over to Camme. You're on mute, Camme.
Yep. Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. I'm Camme McElhiney, and I'm with the National Association for Civilian Oversight of Law Enforcement, often referred to as NACOLE. I serve as their executive director, and I've had the privilege over the last couple of years of working with Marin County community members and employees of the county to help put together a civilian oversight mechanism. So it's great to be here in this stage of the process.
Right, thank you. So today's presentation, we're going to discuss what is civilian oversight, what is a Civilian Oversight Commission, or COC as we call it, how you as a community member can apply. We're going to talk about what to expect as a commissioner, what it's like to be a commissioner for the County of Marin. And then finally, most importantly, I feel we're going to have some time to answer your questions about the COC, about the application process, or about county commissions in general. Now I'm going to turn things over to Ariel and Camme, who are going to tell us a little bit more about what a Civilian Oversight Commission is and what it does. Ariel?
Thank you. So what is a COC? Well, the work that we're doing here stems from a law that passed, Assembly Bill 1185 from 2021. And that bill authorized California counties to create civilian oversight bodies to investigate and monitor the activities of sheriff's offices. And so for us, what that means is that we created an ordinance, which we took to our board in November, which would establish both an Office of the Inspector General and a Civilian Oversight Commission. And this ordinance passed on November 5th of last year and went into effect 30 days later, which would be December 5th. Next slide.
So the process to get here between the creation of AB 1185 and when the ordinance was actually adopted was a long road and involved many different stakeholders in the process. So beginning in October of 2022, actually, a working group was put together by the Board of Supervisors, made of community members who were very interested in seeing the creation of some sort of civilian oversight mechanism for the sheriff's office. So those community members worked with the Office of the County Executive, worked with County Council extensively, the Office of Equity, and then, as I mentioned before, also with NACOLE to put together, well, first to learn a lot about civilian oversight, to put together recommendations, and then help work through the process and the journey of the ordinance creation, and then presenting and supporting the ordinance when it came before the Board of Supervisors. So it was definitely a process with many hands in it and a lot of community input.
Oops. Sorry. Next up, we are going to have Ariel talk a little bit about the composition. Oh, no, excuse me. This is me. So now we're going to talk a little bit about what the COC is and what it entails to join. So the COC is a 9-member commission. There's 5 members representing the 5 supervisorial districts and 4 at-large members from any, and those are members that are from anywhere in the county. Some general requirements to being a commissioner with this commission or any other board or commission in the county is you must be 18 years of age. You must live within Marin County. And for this commission, we're really seeking commissioners that represent the diversity of residents within the county. Next
So-
thing, we turn over to Ariel, sorry.
Yeah, expanding a bit on that, when we're looking at the types of experience that we're hoping to get applicants for this commission, we are calling out some areas of expertise that are of particular interest. So one would be having lived experience in any area that receives police services from the Marin County Sheriff. Additionally, if you have any lived experience in the justice system or professional experience in the justice system, and then any other lived professional, volunteer, or civic experience in community organizing, investigations, public service, or any other related activities. We do really want to stress is you do not need to have previous experience with government or other county commissions. This can be an opportunity for you to join and have more involvement, but we're not looking for folks that necessarily have experience.
So I think also one of the things that we wanted to talk to about is the benefits of civilian oversight. Although there will be, as Ariel mentioned earlier in the slides, an Office of the Inspector General, the commission will also provide a very valuable piece of the oversight process. So community members are very well suited and positioned to help build trust between law enforcement and the community that they serve. By doing the work, they're helping to build better pathways of communication and supporting a collaborative environment, not only with the sheriff's office, but also with other stakeholders within the community. Oversight allows for fair and consistent practices that happen within law enforcement. It helps with the monitoring investigations and fair and consistent application of discipline processes. Also, oversight is beneficial because it helps develop policies and procedures that work not only better for law enforcement, but also for the communities that they serve. So, commission members, as I mentioned before, help insert the community perspective into the process, an incredibly important piece that otherwise would be missing. So the job of the commissioners is incredibly important. But they also support the day-to-day staff, the Inspector General and their staff, and the efforts that they carry out of the work of civilian oversight. They help to provide fair and informed input. They promote legitimacy of a process that will help build better law enforcement for Marin County. And the lived experience of community members is incredibly important to the work of civilian oversight. They have an understanding of relationships between law enforcement and the community, but their understanding and participating in the process is essential so that they can be there for the process and not necessarily for one side or the other.
Thank you. So I did just want to touch on a specific aspect of our composition of our COC, and when it comes to folks that have prior law enforcement experience. So our ordinance does allow for folks with prior law enforcement experience to be on the COC. The restrictions we have around that state that no more than 2 commissioners with previous law enforcement experience can be on the COC. And also, one cannot have ever worked for the Marin County Sheriff's Office as a law enforcement officer. And if you have been a law enforcement officer for an agency outside of Marin County, it needs to have been at least 4 years since you've served in that position. If you were a law enforcement officer within an agency within Marin County that is not the Marin County Sheriff's Office, we have to make sure that you have not had that experience within the last 8 years. So just want to note that as we built this ordinance, we looked at many other COC compositions across the state. And these are actually the most restrictive rules that we've seen around law enforcement experience on a COC of the counties that we reviewed when creating our ordinance.
Okay, so now we are going to discuss how you or your neighbors can apply to become a Civilian Oversight Commission. Because that's what this is all about. We want folks to apply. So there's multiple ways to apply. We've tried to make it as easy as possible for folks. There is an online application found at marincounty.gov Departments Executive. Ariel, would you mind popping that into the chat, the application site? Thank you. So that website will be in the chat. We also have paper applications available at the Marin County Civic Center, room 329. And we actually have them stored at several locations around the county as well. So there's very likely a community service provider, a nonprofit organization in your neighborhood who have applications on their counter. And if you need any help with the application, whether it's how to fill it out, where to get one, anything like that, you can feel free to reach out to commissions@marincounty.gov, and they'll be able to provide you with that information. So now we're going to go over what to expect as a commissioner. As Ariel mentioned before, we're really looking for folks who don't have any previous experience in government, don't have any previous experience as a commission member. And so to that end, we'd like to tell you a little bit about what it's like. Excuse me. So boards and commissions, for those who aren't familiar, are created by local governments to represent the voice of the community in the policy-making conversation. They provide guidance, advice, and information to help the Board of Supervisors make decisions. They work closely with county staff, with other community members, and with other stakeholders around the county so that they can get meaningful information to provide to the Board of Supervisors, so they can be well researched on all sides of an issue to be able to report that to the board. So they conduct research, they interview subject matter experts, and they give written or verbal reports to the Board of Supervisors. Specifically to the Civilian Oversight Commission, COC commissioners will attend a comprehensive training program, which I'm going to talk about a few slides down. They'll learn how to conduct and participate in public government meetings, things like the Brown Act, ethics and conduct, anti-bias training, anti-harassment training, the taking of minutes, all those things that you need to be an effective commission member. They will also assist the Office of the County Executive to conduct a recruitment for the Office of the Inspector General. And that'll be a very critical function for the first commissioners. And to start this commission off, appointees will serve either a 3-year, a 2-year, or a 1-year term during the first round of appointments. After that, after those kind of stagger their way out, all commissioners will be appointed to serve a 3-year term. The County of Marin does pay stipends for commissioners to participate. The County of Marin stipend program is $50 per meeting of the commission. So this includes subcommittee meetings, special events, and dedicated tasks assigned to you as a commission member. That might include doing interviews, writing reports, what have you. Stipends are available to any commissioner who completes a very simple self-attestation of income form that's available on the county website. You just have to attest that your income is below the MIT livability wage, which is, I think, about $130,000 for a family of 3 right now. Registration for the stipend program and submission of hours for reimbursement are available from the county website or directly to the staff person that is assigned to support the COC. All boards and commissions have a county staff member who is appointed as their liaison, and they are able to help with all of those sort of operational things to support the commission. So some examples of training that you would receive as a COC commissioner is how to conduct and participate in government meetings, the Brown Act, Robert's Rules of Order, all kinds of interesting things like that. Additionally, to be an effective, unbiased commissioner, you'll receive implicit bias training, anti-harassment training, cultural competency, trauma-informed approaches, specific to the work of this commission, restorative justice principles, anti-escalation techniques. You'll learn about behavioral health diversion plans, Those are very important to the criminal justice environment. You'll learn about sheriff's office operations and policy, and this could include doing some what they call ride-alongs, where you spend some time with the sheriff's deputy, seeing what it's like to do their work, as well as performing visits to the jail, which is also under the purview of the sheriff's office. You'll receive training about policing practices, the criminal justice system, and county labor relations, as well as ethics training, Robert's Rules of Order, which if you haven't heard of that, is just kind of a cool, organized way to run a meeting, and the Public Records Act. So the point we want to drive home here is that even if you have no experience in a county board or commission, you'll be receiving all the tools to help you be successful regardless. Okay, so we want to talk a little bit about safety and privacy as a board or commission member. So membership on board appointed commissions is a matter of public record. If you were appointed as a commissioner, it would be done so at an open County of Marin Board of Supervisors meeting. Public can look up the names of commissioners on the county webpage. Regular open meetings of county commissions are open to the public. However, the county will not share commissioners' addresses, personal contact information, or other personal identifying information. Those would not be available to the public. And sections of the Civilian Oversight Commission application, including those that speak to lived experience with the justice system, will not be disclosed as part of the public record on these applications. The county, related to safety, has a zero tolerance policy for harassment, bullying, or racism. Standing rules and bylaws, including safety standards, will be developed by the COC commissioners themselves as part of their first set of tasks after being appointed. So in addition to the county's zero tolerance policy on harassment or abusive behavior, the commission itself will be able to implement its own standards of conduct as part of creating bylaws. If you want to get more information than was presented to you tonight in this presentation, you can learn more about county boards and commissions in general by visiting the link you see on the screen. Ariel, can you do me another huge favor? Thank you. And then next, if you want to learn more specifically about the Civilian Oversight Commission, and there is a wealth of information on this webpage, you can go to the second link there on the screen, which Ariel is also putting in the chat. Furthermore, if you'd like to talk to a real person about this stuff, you can contact us at excuse me, commissions@marincounty.gov, or call the clerk of the board, boards and commissions staff member at 415-473-7331. Additionally, we do have a couple of more in-person information sessions left. The one on January 24th has already obviously passed. We will be doing another one Thursday, February 6th from 12 to 1:30 at the Marin City Community Services District. That's 630 Drake Avenue in Marin City. We will also be there the day before at the Marin City Open House, looking to just connect with people and with applications and flyers and all kinds of good stuff there. And we are looking at other venues around the county where we can go to the community and meet with folks in a place that they're already familiar with. So there may be more dates that are added to that website that we just shared with you. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and open it up to questions from participants. You can feel free to raise your hand, or if you put a message in the chat, I think we can accommodate keeping up with that. But any questions that you have, we're happy to discuss with you. I see Doug has his hand up.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, thank you so much for putting this all together. Yeah, just have a few sort of small questions. This might have been brought up, I might have missed it during the PowerPoint. Um, for the meeting schedule, like, is this going to be like a monthly occurrence? Has there been any discussion as to when those meetings will be?
Hi, this is Ariel. That's a really great question, Doug. There has not been a determination of how frequently the commission will meet. That would likely be some of the first decisions that they would make as they talk about their bylaws, which would lay out details such as that.
Okay. And then another question is, I currently already serve on a county commission. I serve on the library commission. Would that be an issue for me serving on more than one commission?
Gary, do you know the answer to that one?
No, that's not an issue at all. There's no prohibition about serving on more than one commission, and there's nothing in the ordinance for this commission. We welcome you to apply. What we spoke of before about folks having no experience, we just want to encourage people who have never served on an experience on a commission to consider this one. But it in no way implies that we wouldn't welcome your application as well, Doug.
Absolutely, but yeah, just want to check. Yeah, that was I think the only questions I have at this moment.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions for us? Not, that's okay.
Steven, I see your hand.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, hi, everyone. Thank you for this session. Thank you, Supervisor Rodoni, for attending and showing your commitment to this process. There's not a lot on this session, but Doug, I just wanted to let you know that Jacqueline Dagg and I were on the community work group that developed recommendations which led to the ordinance. And it's not perfect, but it's a good beginning. And as Camme from NACOLE pointed out, it is probably one of the more robust sheriff oversight commissions going, and so it has a lot of potential going forward to set an example for other counties considering oversight commissions under AB 1185. So the committee's sort of central concern is what we refer to as police culture, and I won't get into it in detail here, but I encourage you to reach out if you would like to either Jackie or myself. We can provide through Gary, where he has our emails, if you're interested in that. But I strongly encourage you to think of doing this. It's given that you're already on the library commission, that's certainly a considerable amount of commitment to the county, but I suspect that you're the kind of person, as the phrase goes, if you want somebody to do it, ask somebody who already doesn't have enough time, because they're committed people to do things. And this is really actually historically very important that citizens be in a position to provide oversight. We've never had this in California until this law was fairly recently passed. Most of the commissions that exist are just barely getting started. And it has a lot of potential, but like a lot of things, it will be what the commissioners put into it. And so just a word of encouragement, and do reach out if you're interested in talking offline with either one of us. Thanks.
Doug, I echo what Stephen said. I think that this is a great opportunity. You're in on the ground floor. There'll be a lot of work and a lot of organizational issues that need to be addressed immediately. But after that, I think it's very groundbreaking. So if you have any questions, reach out to me.
Thanks for that, Steve and Jacqueline. Okay, if there are no further questions or comments, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.